Did you know that 50% of Canadians are currently living paycheck to paycheck? That's half the population of the country. That's actually based on a study that was done by Equifax. And last year, a different source had the number to be 47%, which means that the number increased this year. And apart from that, about 49% of Canadians have no savings in their emergency. I know that times are hard and things are tough, but I believe so strongly that there are a number of practices that we can put in place to help us so we don't go underneath the waters. And if any of those statistics resonates with you, or you know somebody who is in that situation, I have some very valuable tips to share with you in this video that I believe will be very, very helpful, especially in that area. It's Franklin here, and before I continue to share the content for this video, if you already haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel, and also subscribing to my channel would give you notifications each time I drop a new video. I normally post content around the areas of personal success, professional success, and also faith as well. So subscribe and like and comment as well. So going back to the original topic, I understand that things are challenging and things are tough, but definitely I believe that we can put a number of practices in place that would help us to succeed in this area of money. I've always been fascinated by this area, always wanted to do well, especially in the area of finances and money, and that drove me to read books, to listen to podcasts, and to also put a number of practices in place. And thankfully, those have been really very, very helpful for me. And in this video, I'll be sharing 5 fundamental practices. I'll say 5 fundamental success habits that I believe would help with achieving financial success. These have been very, very instrumental for me, and I just believe that they would also help individuals who are also on that path towards the financial success. So the point number 1 is to live within your means. Yes, I know this sounds cliche, this sounds very simple, but again, do you remember the statistic that I shared at the beginning? That about 50% of Canadians are living paycheck to paycheck, which means that they are not living within their means. I think the bottom line here is that we always, as much as possible, want to spend less than we earn. And we want to cut our coat according to our sizes, knowing what we are able to afford and not try to, as they say, keep up with the Joneses. All of those things will definitely just keep us from excelling financially. So as much as possible, whatever it takes, we want to form the habits of living within our means. I believe that this is the first fundamental principle, and it has been taught by so many other financial experts as well. That's number 1. Number 2 is to keep track of expenses. Also, income. Keeping track of expenses is definitely a very, very smart thing to do. And the reason this is important is a number of times we are spending money on certain items that we don't need. And a number of times we don't even want these items, and we're still spending money on them. Many people buy subscriptions, and since the subscriptions are on auto deductions, the money comes out from their account and they don't even need it, but they forgot to cancel it. But again, the money keeps coming out. And that's why tracking expenses is very, very essential. This would entail regularly checking your bank statement, something that can be done on a weekly basis or even on a daily basis. The more often we keep track of our expenses, the sooner we are able to catch any unwanted expenses or any unwanted behaviors that we don't want to keep. And a very simple way to actually do this is to maintain an Excel sheet. Keep it simple. Some people prefer using apps. That is fine. But the bottom line here is that you have a way to regularly keep track of how much money is going out so that you can stop any leakages before the ship sinks. So that is something that's very important. And if you stay till the end, I have a gift that would also help with tracking expenses. So stay till the end for that. Third practice is to save to invest. Don't just save to save. Just come to think about it. When you live lower than your means and you have some extra money to save, actually the experts recommend that we live on approximately 75% of our income so that we have at least 25% to save. If you can live on less and have more to save, that is even very much ideal. But when it comes to saving, it's not just enough to have money sitting in your bank account, especially in your checking or savings account, because if you do that, the money is not going to yield much. So as much as possible, avoid leaving money in your savings account. Don't just save to save, save to invest. There are a number of accounts, especially savings savings and investing accounts that I believe will be very, very beneficial. When it comes to savings, don't just use the regular savings account. Those are just not going to give you any significant ROI. But you want to have a high interest savings account. This is something that will definitely be better than having your money sitting in a savings account where you're going to be earning about 0.000 something percent, which is very, very tiny. So if you're going to have money in your savings, let it be in a high interest savings account. And when it comes to investing, definitely different accounts that you can take advantage of. Be sure to have a TFSA account, a tax-free savings account. One of my brothers actually just opened one. It's not even working, but I had him open one. And I just feel really very happy about that. So high interest savings accounts, and then having a TFSA account for investing, definitely very important. And the earlier you can open an RRSP account, the better it would be for you. RRSP accounts are definitely very important because they also would help to reduce your taxable income as well. Having a peace of mind account is also very important. Some people refer to it as an emergency fund. I like to call it a peace of mind account. Ideally, they recommend that you have in your peace of mind account at least 3 months worth of your monthly expenses. For example, let's say your monthly expenses, your monthly expense is $2,000. So ideally, you want to have at least $6,000 in there, just for the case of, say, like an emergency, just so you're not, going around looking for, say, like, loans to collect from people. You have that in your reserve. And you just don't want to have that money sitting around in any kind of account. Ideally, you want to open an account where you can invest with it. Perhaps you can have it opened in an account where you buy ETFs, obviously those ones that are not too risky, just so you don't lose a lot of money when the market tanks. So when you have your TFSA account and your RRSP account, ideally you want to have those invested in some security that would yield you good interest on your money. ETFs are great, and a very great platform that you can open for that purpose is Questrade. Questrade is awesome. It's amazing. They help you a lot with managing your accounts. That's if you want to do the Questrade portfolio, they will help you with managing the money, and it is less costly than, say, doing other kind of securities like a mutual fund. I'm going to be pasting a link to Questrade that if you don't have an account with them, you can definitely open an account with them. It is very, very easy. Start investing and start investing now. You're going to thank me for it later on. So that is the third area. Save, not just to save, but save so that you can invest. When you invest, your money is going to grow and you're going to have your money work for you, especially when you are asleep. Number 4 is to increase your earning potential, increase your earning capacity. I believe this is a piece of advice that Warren Buffett actually shared as well. And he recommends that we don't worry ourselves with inflation and all of those, but we really want to invest in ourselves. According to him, that is the best investment that anybody can put in their money into. And part of the reason is the more we invest in ourselves, the more we increase our earning capacity. What does that look like, especially for those in career? Well, that's going to look like you, as much as possible, upgrading your skills, taking courses, taking certifications so that you can provide more value to the company that you're working at, or you can be more marketable in the industry out there. You can apply for higher paying jobs and also put in your best efforts wherever it is that you are serving. If you are in business or if you're a career professional, you can also find a way to use your gifts, your talents, or your skills to make extra money. Maybe that would mean you having a side business that you open so that you can provide extra value and to serve people. Ideally, that would be in an area that you're passionate about, an area of calling, or maybe an area of purpose. So doing something along those lines that would help bring fulfillment to you as well. That's number 4. Number 5, last but not the least, is to give. This one may sound counterintuitive, but if you ever wonder why it is the case, I'll ask you to think about those very highly successful individuals. For example, the people like Bill Gates and some of those very well-known philanthropists. It almost seems like the more these individuals give, the more money they tend to have. It's actually a biblical principle. In the book of Luke, the Bible says, and this was actually Jesus saying, I believe it was Luke chapter 6, verse 38. It says, give and it shall be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over will be the portion of your cup. Definitely very valuable. I really remember someone said that when you give what you want, it will come back to you in buckets. This is also a very fundamental money habit that would increase our financial success as well. So whatever it looks like for you, whether it's giving to your church, the church that you attend, or giving to charity, however it is that you want to do it, so find a way that you can give back as well, because when you give, it's definitely going to come back to you. So those are 5 fundamental financial habits that I believe would help us a lot to maintain financial success. Again, I understand that times are hard and times are challenging. We may not be able to do a lot around us, but we can do and take actions in this area to help us not just stay afloat, but succeed and to excel in this area of money. And I believe that you and I are going to make great things happen in this area, God willing. So thanks for staying to the end. I want to share with you a gift. If you go to the description of this video, I'm going to be sharing with you a link to an Excel sheet that you can use to keep track of your expenses, just so you can know what is going out and probably also what is coming in. This would help you to live within your means. And apart from that, I'll be sharing with you a very valuable article that I put together. My top books on financial success is a very powerful book that I have read a number of years ago, and I applied the principles and they've helped me immensely. And I believe that they're also going to be very valuable and helpful for you as well on your financial journey. With that said, it is April, the financial literacy month, and I really wanted to be able to put this video out there to hopefully help somebody on their financial journey as well. So if you found this video valuable, please share with someone who you feel would benefit from it. And as usual, don't forget that you're more than enough, you are worthy, you're deserving, you are loved. Thanks a lot for watching, and let us go make great things happen in our finances. Wishing you the best. Franklin here. God bless and peace.